In this video, we will be discussing the Helix Max packaging options, basic application requirements, and demonstrating dispensing of the product. Mule-Hide provides Helix Max in the following packaging: dual cartridges applied using a handheld dispensing gun, self-contained dual pressurized tanks, and roof cart dispensed products consisting of 5-gallon jugs, 15-gallon drums, and 50-gallon drums. Helix Max Low-Rise Adhesive Dual Cartridge is a twin tube consisting of one tube part A and one tube part B bonded together. The cartridge is designed to fit a typical dispensing gun. Cartridges are sold in cartons, and each carton contains 4 cartridges and 5 static mixing tips. The coverage rate for a carton of Helix Max dual cartridges varies based on bead spacing used. Coverage rates for an entire carton at 4-inch bead spacing is 165 square feet. It is 250 square feet at 6-inch bead spacing and 500 square feet at 12-inch bead spacing. The dual Helix Max pressurized tanks consist of a pressurized tank of Part A and a pressurized tank of Part B. Included in the Part A box is a 25-foot gun and hose assembly, 10 tank static mixing tips, 10 extension tubes, petroleum jelly, 1 wrench, and an instruction booklet. Coverage rates for a set of dual tanks are 1,000 square feet at bead spacing of 4 inches on center, 1,500 square feet at 6 inches on center, and 3,000 square feet at 12 inches on center. Mule-Hide Helix Max dispensed by a roof cart is available in 3 different sizes. Helix Max 5-gallon jugs are sold in kits consisting of 1 Part A jug and 1 Part B jug. The 5-gallon jug is a superior replacement for the old bag-in-a-box packaging. Mule-Hide Helix Max 5-gallon jugs are constructed with a durable translucent plastic that provides adhesive visibility to cue container changeout. The jugs are molded with easy loading handles on the top and sides and are each packaged with a quick connect fitting. Static mixing tips, sold separately, are required with all dispensing carts when installing beads. Coverage rates for a set of 5-gallon jugs are 900 square feet at bead spacing of 4 inches on center, 1,250 square feet at 6 inches on center, and 1,750 square feet at 12 inches on center. Helix Max 15 or 50-gallon drums are sold in kits consisting of 1 drum of Part A and 1 drum of Part B. Static mixing tips, sold separately, are required with all dispensing carts when installing beads. Coverage rates for a set of 15-gallon drums are 3,000 square feet at bead spacing of 4 inches on center, 4,500 square feet at 6 inches on center, and 7,500 square feet at 12 inches on center. Coverage rates for a set of 50-gallon drums are 10,000 square feet at 4 inches on center, 15,000 at 6 inches on center, and 25,000 at 12 inches on center. A tight fit and proper layout of the installation is critical prior to the dispensing of any Helix Max low-rise adhesive. Eliminate uneven surfaces to ensure positive contact between the substrate, Helix Max low-rise adhesive, and the insulation or cover boards. The roof deck and insulation boards must be 25 degrees Fahrenheit and rising. The adhesive must be 70 degrees Fahrenheit or more. In colder temperatures, tank heaters and warm storage will be required. When adhering insulation with Helix Max, insulation boards are limited to a maximum size of 4 foot by 4 foot. Cover boards such as Den's Deck and Secure Rock can be 4 feet by 8 feet. Helix Max adhesive is applied as beads installed in a serpentine pattern with the beads spaced 4 inches, 6 inches, or 12 inches on center. Contact the Mule-Hide technical department for proper bead spacing based on the job requirements. Allow the beads to rise and develop string or body before setting the boards into the foam. The window or string time to install insulation or membrane into the Helix Max adhesive is around 3 minutes. String time will vary based on environmental conditions. It is critical that all insulation and membrane is pre-staged to ensure there are no delays when setting product into the adhesive. Once the Helix Max adhesive has lost string or developed a skin, it will no longer work as an adhesive. Once the boards are set in the foam, walk on the board in a zigzag pattern. Then roll the boards with a minimum 100-pound roller between 5 to 7 minutes from the initial set of the boards. Remove the tanks from the box and shake each tank for 15 to 20 seconds to engage the propellant. Check for proper mixing by gently dropping a tank on a hard surface, such as concrete. A properly prepared tank will provide a dull thud noise, whereas a tank that requires shaking will have more of a bell-type sound. Using the enclosed wrench, attach the red-lined hose to part A tank and the black-lined hose to the part B tank. Be sure the connections are tight. Open both tank valves completely, then apply a generous amount of petroleum jelly to the face of the applicator gun. This will help to prevent contamination and keep the sealing ports clean. There is a trigger lock or safety on the gun to ensure a safe and clean installation of the mixing tip. Always engage the safety when not in use. Purge the air from the lines by using a quarter throttle on the trigger until the air is out of the hose. Then use full throttle to verify there is a 1-to-1 ratio of product coming out of the hoses. Once liquid adhesive is dispensing properly and without air pockets, clean the gun face, apply petroleum jelly, and install the proper mixing tip. In this video, we will be demonstrating the bead application method. When applying beads with Helix Max dual tanks, the 14-inch extension nozzle must be used. Install the nozzle extension by rotating the extension tip clockwise onto the end of the gun tip. When using Helix Max dual tanks for the first time, and with each new kit used thereafter, we recommend triggering the gun only a quarter to half of a way open. Verify the pattern and mixture is correct. If you leave the gun unused with the product in the tip for more than 30 seconds, you will have to change the tip. It is important to have the insulation and cover boards pre-staged to prevent frequent starting and stopping. Place 1.5-inch wide beads in an S pattern at 12 inches, 6 inches, or 4 inches on center, depending on the job conditions. Let the bead rise until it achieves string. Test for string by placing a gloved finger in the adhesive, then touching the finger to another. When the adhesive strings between your fingers, it is ready to accept product. Helix Max adhesive in dual cartridges, 5-gallon jugs, 15-gallon drums, and 50-gallon drums is dispensed from the container as a liquid. Static mixing tips are designed to create a 1-to-1 ratio mixture of Helix Max parts A and B within the period of time the products are in the tip. Helix Max static mixing tips are specifically designed to work with our product. Using another manufacturer's mixing tip could result in the Helix Max expanding within the tip or never reaching a true 1-to-1 ratio. Be sure to always use Helix Max static mixing tips with all delivery methods. If you leave the gun unused with product in the tip for more than 30 seconds, you will have to change the tip. It is important to have the insulation and cover boards pre-staged to prevent frequent starting and stopping. Place 1/2-inch to 3/4-inch wide wet beads in an S pattern at 12 inches, 6 inches, or 4 inches on center, depending on the job conditions. Let the bead rise until it achieves string. Test for string by placing a gloved finger in the adhesive, then touching the finger to another. When the adhesive strings between your fingers, it is ready to accept product. Helix Max low-rise adhesive dual cartridge is a twin tube consisting of one tube part A and one tube part B bonded together. The cartridge is designed to fit a typical dispensing gun common in the industry. Cartridges are sold in cartons, and each carton contains 4 cartridges and 5 static mixing tips. First, install the static mixing tip to the cartridge. Then place the cartridge in the dispensing gun. Apply 1/2-inch wide beads in an S pattern placed at 12 inches, 6 inches, or 4 inches on center, depending on the job requirements. Let the bead rise until it achieves string. When the adhesive strings between your fingers, it is ready to accept product.